We got a box of 18 4Ks here that we're going to open and see what's inside. Let's go. All right, here we go. I got a box here. This is from eBay from Virginia Beach, Virginia. There's 18 4Ks in this. Let's see what's inside. John Wick Chapter 2. This is a title I already own on 4K, so I will be reselling this copy. It has a little bit of a chip right here in the case. I haven't decided whether I'm just going to replace the case or if I will just list it with the chip noted in the listing. I enjoy all of the John Wick movies. The second one is probably the least memorable. Oh, with digital code. The second one is probably the least memorable of all three, just because the first holds a special place in my heart. The third is just insane and insanely long. And for some reason, I just have a murky memory when it comes to John Wick 2. I have the first two on 4K, but not the third yet. I assume I will come across that one at some point. But for now, I will be reselling this copy to help pay for the copies in this lot that I plan on keeping. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. This title is brand new and still sealed. I own all of the other Jurassic Park movies in 4K, so I'm a little tempted to keep this, even though I don't like this movie. I mean, I have all the others in that format. Why not complete the collection? But this one is brand new and sealed, and I assume that I will come across this again at some point. If it was open, I'd probably keep it, but since it's brand new and sealed, the plan is to resell it. It fetches $11 to $12 brand new on eBay. Glass, brand new with slipcover. Another title I'm tempted to keep, but it's brand new and sealed. And I don't particularly love this movie. The only reason I'd be keeping it is because it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie, and his only one available in 4K. Well, I don't know if that's true. I think Split might be in 4K. I definitely enjoy M. Night's early career more than his later career. I don't think I'm alone in that sentiment. I'm going to be keeping a bunch of titles from this eBay haul, so I might have to give this one up to help pay for those, which is probably what I'll do in the end. This one's scanned at $13 on eBay in brand new condition, so it's most likely a flip. Terminator Dark Fate, another flip. Not that I hated this movie, and I would not necessarily hate owning it on 4K, but I've seen it once. Whoop, with digital code. I've seen it once. That was probably enough for me. The only reason I would keep it on the shelf is to juice the collection a little bit, not because I have any particular love for the movie. It fetches a decent price on eBay, roughly $9 to $10, so I will be reselling it to help pay for some of the titles I'd rather keep. Another easy to forget Terminator title. This is Genesis, the movie right before Dark Fate. This one actually fetches a few dollars more, roughly $12. No digital code in this one. And it looks like, based on the ratings, that this was some kind of an import at some point. Yeah, I'm now seeing on the back, it's in a different language. Interesting. Well, of all the Terminators, this is probably my least favorite. I don't really care to keep it on the shelf. And if I can get $12 for it, I'm going to flip it. The Fate of the Furious. This is the 8th Fast and Furious movie. Fast and Furious is a series that I'd love to own on 4K, but I'd rather have it in the collection where you've got like all 8 movies, maybe 9 once 9 comes out, all in one nice, tidy package. I don't want to hunt them down one by one on 4K. I already have them all in that package on Blu-ray, so I will be reselling this with the assumption that at some point I will find that collection at a decent price. This scanned at roughly $6 to $7, and I'm going to flip it. Another Fast and Furious movie. This is Fast and Furious 6 with slipcover. Again, I enjoy the series, but I am not going to be keeping individual copies of the Fast and Furious movies. I'd much rather have a collection. So this is another flip. The Hitman's Bodyguard, another flip, and another movie I've seen. I just can't imagine myself ever watching this movie. If my goal was to have as many 4Ks as I could possibly have, I would keep this. But that's not my goal. I want a bunch of 4Ks, majority titles that I could actually see myself watching again. And unfortunately, The Hitman's Bodyguard is not one of those titles. It's still a fun movie. I'm sure some of you watching would say keep it. I'm actually looking forward to the sequel. This one scanned at $9, which will go a long way to help pay off some of the cost of this auction. So I'm going to flip it. Red Sparrow with slipcover. This is a Jennifer Lawrence spy thriller. It's a movie I enjoy, but I'm not sure I'll ever watch again. I'm kind of conflicted on this one. It scanned at roughly $9, so if I were to resell it, I would get that portion of the auction back. But I don't know. I enjoy the movie. I could see myself rewatching it one more time. The question is when, and in that span of time, will it have lost its value? It doesn't necessarily seem to be a high demand title, and there's a lot of used copies out there. I'm just not sure. It's a question mark for now. The Magnificent Seven. This is the recent remake with Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt, and Ethan Hawke. It's basically the original film, but each of these characters, they don't necessarily have superpowers, but they all each have their own strengths, and they're all the best at them. I mean, it's practically a superhero movie framed as a Western, without them actually saying the characters are superheroes. But I enjoyed this movie. I plan on keeping this copy and at least giving it one more watch. I might flip it after that. I have not decided quite yet. With the Blu-ray and the 4K, I'm going to tuck that little tab in, and I'm keeping the Magnificent Seven. The Mountain Between Us, starring Kate Winslet and Idris Elba. I believe this movie is way overlooked. If you have not seen it, you should definitely check it out. It's basically a survival movie about these two people that get stranded on a mountainside. They're pretty much total strangers, but they have to figure out how to rely on each other to survive. And I enjoy this movie. It's a little long, but it's good. It's a journey. I enjoyed it quite a bit. No digital code in here, but you've got the 4K and the Blu-ray. I already own this on Blu-ray. I will be reselling it to help subsidize the cost of this 4K, adding to the collection. Deepwater Horizon, starring Marky Mark, one of 3 movies, maybe 4 movies at this point, in which he's teamed up with director Peter Berg. This one, Patriots Day, Lone Survivor, and Spencer Confidential on Netflix. It's about the oil rig disaster from a couple years ago. It's an interesting thriller. Probably the highlight is watching John Malkovich just totally chew scenery over the course of the movie. And the fire effects are pretty great as well. I already own this on Blu-ray, so I will be upgrading to 4K and selling my Blu-ray to help pay for the cost of the upgrade. Deadpool. We all know this movie. I already own it on Blu-ray. I will be upgrading it to 4K. This one scanned at roughly $10, and I'm excited to add it to the growing 4K superhero movie collection. Chappie, a movie most people don't enjoy, but I do. I thought it was interesting and a little bit kooky. Directed by Neil Blomkamp, director of District 9 and Elysium. I mean, I'll give you that it's a strange movie and a little bit messy, but that's what I enjoy about it. Oh, with digital code. Comes with the Blu-ray and the 4K. This one's scanned at $12. I will be adding it to the collection. Is District 9 on 4K? I don't know. If it is, I need to hunt that one down as well. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, directed by Quentin Tarantino. Another movie I already own on Blu-ray. I will be selling that copy to keep this one. I think this is maybe the only Tarantino movie on 4K, which is a shame. I'm sure they would sell quite a lot of them if they were to push The Hateful Eight or Inglourious Basterds or Pulp Fiction to 4K. Hopefully they're working on that. Again, the Blu-ray and the 4K. I've only seen this movie once in theaters. I'm looking forward to watching it and the 7 additional scenes that it contains. I already own all of Tarantino's movies on Blu-ray, and now with the addition of this one, I own them all on Blu-ray and in the best condition possible. Jaws, the 45th anniversary limited edition, and this actually came, I believe this is in its original plastic. Whoever owned these before took very good care of it. It comes with the J card and a lenticular screen. That's kind of cool. I like lenticulars when they're kind of subtle like this. Like I hate the bad lenticulars where when you move it, you can actually see, you can see it right there, a little bit of the movement in the teeth. But the ones that are super subtle, like if I just hold this in front of you and I just move it slowly and you don't get kind of those ripples, but you can see the 3D effect like right here in the line between the J and the W. I mean, that's kind of cool. for sure. You know it's a bad lenticular when all you see is kind of like the reveal like that. But the good ones, when they're done well, are really cool. Anyway, I already own this movie on Blu-ray, but I did not have it on 4K, and this copy is about as flawless as you can ask for when it comes to used Blu-rays or 4Ks. Comes with the Blu-ray in traditional 4K case. No digital code here, but that was expected. I mean, what can you say about Jaws? It's a classic film. I already own it on Blu-ray. It's in my Spielberg collection, so it's an upgrade for me. I'm slowly upgrading my Spielberg titles from Blu-ray to 4K, at least the movies that are available to upgrade, which really aren't too many of them. But yeah, Jaws, a top 100 movie for me, and I'm sure lots of other people as well. WallE with slipcover, a Pixar movie, one of my favorites, one of the most subtle, quiet kids films I think you'll ever see. I love this movie, but it's available with digital code. Yeah, it's available on Disney Plus, and I'm not sure I need to own it in 4K. I mean, if there's one Pixar movie that maybe would be worth that, it's probably WallE, just because it's a space movie. It's really beautiful. And it's very adult. It's a kid's movie for sure, but I think probably more adults like it than kids at this point. I don't know. This is a tough one. The resale value on this one is roughly $20, and I believe it will go down over time as people discover that they no longer need physical copies of these because they're available on Disney Plus and always will be. So I should probably resell it because it's going to lose value over time more than I think most 4Ks. Yep. I think it's probably a flip, unfortunately. And finally, Joy. For some reason, out of all the titles in this video, this is the most valuable. This scanned at $30. The David O. Russell movie, another Jennifer Lawrence joint. This one also stars Robert De Niro. No digital code, but you got the Blu-ray and the 4K. I have no idea why this is $30. It doesn't seem like it's the type of movie that you'd have to own on 4K. And it's definitely a pawn shop title, meaning at least in Orlando, if you go to a pawn shop, you're bound to see one or two copies of Joy on the shelf. It's not necessarily a bad movie. It's just one of those dramas that you maybe would want to see once, just because it's a Jennifer Lawrence movie or because it's a David O. Russell movie. Director of The Fighter, Silver Linings Playbook, American History, and my favorite, not mentioned here, but Three Kings. Maybe it's just more rare than you would imagine. I don't know. I don't know why this is $30, but I will definitely be flipping it to pay for some of the titles in this eBay haul that I'd rather keep. If it was worth like $5 or $6, I'd probably just keep it because it is a movie I enjoy and I wouldn't consider it a complete juicing. But no, at $30, it's gotta go. All right, 18 titles at a cost of $148.50. Average per title price, $8.25 each. Total estimated value, $224. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for your best shot at a free digital code. Life is an endless series of train wrecks with only brief commercial breaks of happiness. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Until then, bye.